lot of you are probably aware that I own this white polycarbonate MacBook. I believe this is a 2009 model that I picked up at the Niagara Region Hamfest a couple years ago. Very nice little machine. I use it for various odds and ends, mostly network diagnostics, because it has an Ethernet port on the side of it. I came back from Peoria the other day, decided to do a little bit of thrifting, and check this out. It's a black polycarbonate MacBook, labeled as being for parts only. And I was told by the person that was managing the display cases, because it was in the display case, what they call the featured finds section, for what I would consider to be not too unreasonable of a price, especially when you factor in what these things cost on eBay these days. But I was told that it's only labeled as parts because they didn't get the power supply to test it. You can see there the information. 2007. I think this is a little bit older of a model than this one, but there's nothing wrong with that, I suppose, as long as the machine works. And even if it doesn't, it's probably easily fixable. Go ahead and we'll pull this off. They did have a number of interesting things in that display case, but I wasn't going to spend too much money. Could probably pull the price sticker off too. If you take a look at it, you can see, other than a dirty screen, we could probably clean that. It's in pretty good condition. There's not a whole lot of wear on the trackpad, and really basically no wear to speak of on the keyboard. The battery is completely dead, of course. You take a look at the port arrangement, but it should be basically exactly the same. And in theory, at least, it uses the same MagSafe connector, so I can just use the power supply I got with the white unit. My understanding is that they are basically the same system. You see there. There's a little infrared. It's just that this one's black, whereas the other one's white. It's unfortunate that the black model did not really last, and Apple discontinued it after a while and went just with the white, because I happen to think that this is a better color for the MacBook. Very reminiscent of the older laptops. Well, those weren't black, they were a slightly different shade of almost a purplish color. Anyway, let me go get the power supply and we'll see if this thing actually does anything at all. Okay, I got my MagSafe power. Ooh, got a green light. Well, it's powering itself on. Maybe. Holy crap. Well, I wasn't really expecting that. And it's got an operating system on it too. I may have to stop the video depending upon what this does next then. And that was my optical drive over there ejecting. Trying to get another project going in the process here, and I'm just trying to whittle through some things while I actually have the time to do it. Wow. Goodbye focus. What happened? Come on, camera. Oh, Lord. Lord, Lord, Lord. There's a lot of stuff on this desktop. Yikes. I don't really care that none of my preferred networks are available. I don't want to join any of them anyway, because this thing could have all manner of malware on it. I mean, it's not very likely. Let's not kid ourselves. It's a Mac, but you never know. How much stuff is on this hard drive? $21 gigabytes? Yeah, not nothing, but it's not a whole lot of stuff. Mostly stuff on this desktop. Let's see if we can clean this up a little bit. Yeah, there's a bunch of stuff on there that I'm not going to go into. Somebody turned on cover flow. That's kind of odd. What does it have in terms of application software? Okay, I'm turning that off because that's irritating. Google Chrome, Eclipse. Somebody was using this for programming? Huh. MSN Messenger. I'm not going to open that because I don't know what it's going to do. Let's go back to the admin here. Go into documents. Yeah, there's a couple things in there. This actually isn't a default desktop background. Yeah, there's a bunch of pictures and things on this. Looks like they might have tried to use Skype on here at one point. I don't know if it actually worked, given how many of them are here on the desktop. Let's go do something useful with this. I guess to wrap this up, we'll take a look at the system software information. Kind of surprised this is still only running Leopard. Looks like this was in use until at least 2013. And I'm pretty sure that 10.5 would have been feeling quite ancient even then. So, anyway, 2.4 gigahertz with 2 gigs of RAM. Probably not all that bad, all things considered. Here's the information. You can get an idea for what this is. Interestingly enough, that is still an IDE optical drive. Intel audio. This does have Bluetooth. There's somebody's name on this, which doesn't match any of the names that I see on the rest of the machines. That's kind of odd. There's the disk burning capabilities. This is a super drive, so that's pretty nice. No fiber channel. It does have FireWire 400. It's funny how Apple was pretty big in the FireWire 800 for the longest time, but they seem to have gotten rid of it. Intel video. That's actually probably why this still works. Oh, come on, focus. There we go. A decent display panel. I wish it was matte, but they didn't sell that as an option. A pair of 1 gigabyte memory modules. I might see if I can upgrade that to 4 gigabytes, but 4 gigs is pretty much the maximum this would ever see. No PC cards, no PCI, no parallel SCSI. There's the battery information. Full charge capacity, nothing. So yeah, that battery's toast. I may see if I can find one for it. Might also see if I can find one for the white one down there. No printers. Well, actually there are printers. This would have been all the old printers that this was hooked up to at one point. No serial attached SCSI. Now for serial ATA, we have a Fujitsu 250 gigabyte hard drive. Again, that's something that I may upgrade at some point. I think this one has an SSD in it already. I might have put an SSD in this one. And of course USB Airport Extreme from Broadcom. I think that's only 802.11n. At least I think. It might only be G capable, but I'm pretty sure that's 802.11n. And that's pretty much it. So at some point I'm going to have to go through this thing and erase all the data and install a fresh operating system. It's probably going to get 10.6, since that represents basically the last real vested interest I've got in the Mac OS. It's maybe a little bit more useful than 10.5. Probably not by much. You're still not going to find a modern web browser that'll run on it, or really much of anything, but anyway, that's it for that. It's nice to see that it actually works. So, add another Mac, modern Mac, to my collection. Seem to be getting quite a few of these lately. Thanks for watching, and if you have any comments, feel free to leave them below.